shorties. I love my shorties. I love my shorties.
Okay, so is marriage being redefined today?
Yes, the idea of marriage has been redefined, in my opinion.
Okay, is it still for better or for worse? Sickness and health, or
No.
Small percentage. Small percentage of people, I would say.
I agree. Because I can't say none of them are, so I agree with that. But I think a lot of people get married with like the backup plan.
Yeah.
Right.
I would agree because I think it starts before, if we could just back this thing on up. People don't even know who the hell they're marrying.
Right.
Or they're just choosing. It's starting with the choice. I don't even like him because XYZ. Or this gets on my nerves. And they didn't evaluate this in the dating and the courting phase that we no longer do.
Right.
They're just marrying because I got her pregnant. We got businesses together, whatever it is.
Right.
Like you said, it can't be all love, but it has to be purpose, and it has to be, okay, we have some business together that we need to do life together. So I think that's one of the reasons why it's being redefined. You know?
Yeah.
And in these days right now, it's like 50% of the people in America.
I heard
50%
dead.
So if it's,
50% of what?
Of people are getting divorced. 50% of the population in America. That's high. So if you start breaking it down by the states, by what area, looking at it from what age group, and it's saying like if you don't get married after 25, the chances, of your divorce rate lowers after the age of 25.
Damn, I'm 36. I don't know.
So if I'm married, this is my second divorce. I got married at the age of 19.
So you telling me it's a wrap for me?
So what is it?
Potentially it's a wrap.
So
No, my eyes is down here, baby. Not saying it's a wrap, but just if you're 36, 37 years old, you should be in a place where you know what you want. So the chances of divorce are lower for you.
Oh,
because you know what you want. What they were saying was that people marrying under the age of 25, and I can attest to that because I got married at 19. And I got married, I think, more so just to get out the house. Wow. Being a mother at the age of 10 to 10 siblings, trying to help my mom raise my brothers and sisters, at 10 years old, cooking dinner, stuff like that. Having that type of responsibility at a young age, I think it just kind of pushed me out the house, if you will,
I got it.
So I look forward to being out on my own, but married, maybe not so much. So I think I, at a young age, got married, for the wrong reason. So it was not for, better or for worse, for sickness or, health. It was infidelity. Oh, I'm done.
Yeah. But I feel like even in reasons like that she said, those are learned behaviors that she could have still learned in her marriage on, like you said, on how to be a wife or, before any issues arose.
Right.
Like those reasonings are...
my parents were together, but I didn't get to see that example in the home. And I think that's where it comes from, people's environment. You are a product of your environment, what you are exposed to on a day-to-day basis. So if you see arguing all your life, you're going to be a person who potentially argues with people or, around you.
Facts.
So, and then knowing what different things traumatize marriages. People decline, emotionally when they feel a threat in a marriage, something happens. And then it's no longer unconditional. So the for better or for worse gets taken out of that because it's like, well, you hurt me, I'm going to hurt you. And it's not a, you know what, you fucked up. We going to make this right. How do we approach it? Is you fucked up, I'm mad.
I'm out.
I'm angry. Or I'm out.
If they're not out, then they like petty. It's like, you might...
Tit for tat.
You don't get over it. You just, you know what I'm saying? You get back at that person.
Because back in the day, seeing your grandparents, my grandfather, he was quiet. He did, pretty much like, he was like I won't say the yes, sir, but he was submissive to my grandmother, and my grandmother was dominant. So all the women in my family are dominant. And you can tell just by the generations, by what we were exposed to. So that pattern then became, that you're attracted to someone who I won't say dominate, but just be more vocal, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
That's funny because I never had an example. I've never seen. I didn't have a father, so I've never seen anyone be a husband. I've never seen anyone be a father.
Even outside, like uncles.
I mean, no, because my family wasn't really that close.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to say I don't have uncles who aren't fathers to their children, but I didn't grow up with them.
So
They're in different states, you know. I didn't have that example growing up. I didn't see it. So like I feel like I'm like learning on the fly.
Right. Yeah. And that's all you can do. It's no book on how to parent.
Like everybody's different. So but she was 19. How old were you when you got married?
Man, I don't even remember. 20-something.
You better remember now. Wait a minute now.
I don't remember how old I was.
You ain't that old now.
It was 2010. How old was I in 2010? However old I was. 28.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you talk about being redefined, marriage being redefined, so what did you define your marriage and you saying this is going to be my wife? What were 3 top things that you looked at and were like, this is why I'm going to marry her?
I never intended on getting married to anyone. That was, if you would have asked me, I was
Somebody dropped the mic. Run that back. Say what?
You didn't want to be married at all?
Any intentions of getting married. I thought that it was.
I think most men feel like that.
I'm
the only child. Like I would have been really okay in my brain. I would have been okay being single. You know what I mean? Do what you want to do.
Is that the Scorpio way?
I think that's men.
Is that the Scorpio way?
I think that's men too.
So that's what I thought.
Okay.
And with Aaliyah, that was like the first time I didn't think that anymore.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And that's really how I knew. Like the fact that I was even thinking about it was like
okay.
So men, y'all here, y'all have to have that feeling.
There was no. I didn't.
Okay. Is that what you're saying?
I don't feel like I decided. Like I think we just both kind of just knew one day. Like we just kind of knew, and we only dated for like a year.
Wow.
Before getting married. Like we didn't date a year, then decide to get married and was engaged for a year. Like we were together for like a year.
So did y'all live together before? Because I know that's like that's always a touchy topic. People live together before they're married, or should they remain? Because different cultures believe different things.
She was over there a lot, but she didn't live there.
Okay, so at what point? Well, did y'all ever live together when y'all were
married? Like I said, she would be over my house a lot. But
so you might as well have been living together.
You know what I'm saying? But not like we didn't cohabitate.
Okay.
Until we got married.
Okay.
I wrote a book on that. Listen, it's chapter 6 in my book.
Okay.
Plug 35th chapter. I'm just saying.
All right.
Chapter 6 is called Poor Choice. But it goes back to who did I choose to cohabitate with. This was a person that was probably not a wise choice. So I think that sometimes you can choose the right person that has the right goals and the right morals and the right action steps after what's coming out of their mouth to cohabitate with, and that it can work. But I think the choice factor has a lot to do with this. Yeah. So that person that I cohabitated with for a year and a half was horrible, but it was all on my choice and choosing to deal with his lifestyle. So I think that it can work for some people. I'm not like super churchy where it's like, well, no, you shouldn't be living, you should be shacking, you should be having sex. No, I need to know what's up.
2008.
What's really good?
If you live with someone, and if you're married to someone, the only difference is a legal certificate.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
The only difference is if you live with someone and you're not married to someone, and you decide to leave, then you can leave. You don't have to sign paperwork and anything. You just can leave. The married person has to sign paperwork, get lawyers involved, do whatever else it is legally.
Yeah.
So that they can you would probably start off
only different. No, I'm not saying I would start off because I didn't start off that way.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, theoretically, with the exception of a legal piece of paper, they are the same living situation. Don't throw kids into the situation.
Yeah,
they are definitely married without saying "quote unquote." Without legally going to the courthouse. They're the same.
But what it says is, I just did my little research. Marriage actually lasts longer when people, live together before.
Really?
Because if you think about it, I mean, we ain't talking 15 years now. Don't start getting crazy with it. But
right,
people who've lived together before marriage, the divorce rate is like 40% lower for them.
Wow.
Just by living together, because you already know them. You've already established a daily living arrangement, habits. So then once you then go and get married, it's not like, somebody meeting somebody new, like with different cultures, you are put together. You don't even meet your spouse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you have to, be matched with someone, and then you go and you don't know them. So you're living together and you're trying to figure them out. So I love this show, Married at First Sight.
I love it. Yes,
I've seen it.
I don't know if I could do it, because I feel like it does take away all the, the moral part of it. Loving somebody unconditionally to make it last, so that you do know how to, love a person through, for better or for worse.
Let's say you love a person unconditionally, right? Mm-hmm. But y'all don't go to the courthouse and sign a marriage certificate. But you love that person unconditionally. Y'all cohabitate. Y'all have a family together. Mm-hmm. What's the difference? Because at that point in time, you have a committed relationship. Mm-hmm. Didn't we pose that question?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did.
Committed relationship, but not a marriage. Because I know people who have been together for years and they're not legally married.
I'm just going to say I would need the paperwork, because you got to think about it's an investment. The person who you are married to, you are investing your time, your love, your everything. So I need that. So if anything happens to you, I know that, I can realistically handle everything that we had together. Like
from
a girlfriend ain't getting
standpoint,
that. A common law marriage ain't getting that. Like without that paperwork. So I mean, it has its pros and cons. I'm even like, my second divorce in, I'm like, do I really want to do that? I believe that I will, because I love the idea of marriage, the old school version, and I'm like, hopefully third time be a charm.
Right.
But no, like you really just want to, have something that's, real and not, made up off of nothing.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of people get married, they go get that certificate. They don't have the foundation. They don't have that basis. Going to get that certificate to me is like way too easy.
It is.
To say you're married. It's not. If marriage was literally as important as society gives weight to it, if it was that important, they should make it harder, or make sure that people who are getting married are doing it for the right reasons. Like let's say
like requiring premarital courses.
Yeah, exactly.
And then how long? What will be the realistic duration for people to get it? Because a lot of people aren't doing marriage counseling.
No.
It's hard for guys to even want to do counseling. Period.
Yeah, I think counseling should be existing throughout the marriage. Like it's just something
should be like a check in at some point. Like you have your
because life's
premarital, then like a 5th year or the 8 year.
Think about it. Every other license that you get in this country, you have to
renew it.
You have to renew it,
and you don't, and you just leave it on your spouse to say, "Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about those things." But after kids, businesses, no one checks. Yeah, no one is checking on. And I think that maybe that's part of that 50%.
Yeah, because people checking out, they're looking at what's on TV, the outside
social media,
celebrities, they kind of go through each other. How many people have we just, tuning in like, oh, she was just with him, or now they got a baby together. So if they're seeing that on TV every day, then that's what they're, glorifying is like, all the reality TV shows that we have, people doing X, Y, and Z. It's the influence of people saying, it's like a boyfriend girlfriend type of thing versus a marriage. Is let's break up, and their breakup is let's divorce and not really work it out. Like what's that thing that you just say, okay, outside of this I wouldn't get a divorce, right?
Yeah, there's no staying power.
But if you're married to the wrong person for the wrong reason,
that's problem number 100.
You have to stay with that person forever. Like at what point in time? So that's why I said earlier, I think the idea of marriage has been redefined, because it was as serious as it used to be. Mm-hmm. Right. For better or for worse, till death do us part. If it were really that serious, then what would happen is murder rates would go up and the divorce rates would go down, because they would just be killing each other. But
so then, what would you have based yours on? Because you said that yours was a feeling for both of y'all.
Was it love or was it a, did you have companionship with this person?
I'm gonna say it was love.
It was love. Okay.
It was companionship. It was friendship.
So that's a big one, I think.
We're really like at heart friends. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, even
so that friendship came first.
We don't like each other sometimes. You know, we love each other even when we don't like each other.
That's important.
But we're like friends. You know what I mean? We laugh, we joke. We have the same corny sense of humor. You know what I mean? Like all of that. That's why I didn't really have to think about it.
Right.
Because it was just a feeling like, you know what? I think this is how this is supposed to be. I didn't have an example.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I never had seen it before. So I know I ain't never felt this before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
love, compassion, and friendship. Mm-hmm. So what factor was sex in it? I mean, let's just be honest. Yeah.
That's a win. That's a good thing.
No, because some people will get married for sex. Now it happens that it's all off that feeling, and once something, God forbid, happens to where that's no longer, relevant in a relationship, and you really see what's left.
That becomes so. I don't want to say it becomes unimportant because that's definitely not true.
Okay,
but in real life, when you have things like bills, when you're trying to raise a child. Real life things become very important. You know what I'm saying? When work, careers, you know what I'm saying? Being able to pay bills. This is a business at the end of the day.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? Sex does not pay bills is what I'm saying.
Right.
There's a lot of other factors that become important, in the midst of this marriage that are equally as important. I don't want to.
But it is important,
right? Because then I feel like
it is important.
So then I feel like how does a side piece of ass come into play if it's not that important? And I'm not saying that that's you. I'm just saying that there's a side piece of ass that comes in.
Because at the end of the day, men and women, humans. I don't think monogamy is. I think monogamy is a man-made thing, and to say you are in love with a person and you have dedicated your life to this person is one thing, but to say you're not attracted to anyone else because you married a person is another. That's not realistic.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
I'm attracted to people all the time. My wife is attracted to people all the time.
I think that's normal.
I'm not fucking them.
Right, I think that's normal.
You know what I'm saying? That's a difference, you know what I'm saying? But that's
do you think that married couples should have friends of the opposite sex in a marriage?
New friends too, or just old friends?
Oh, you know what? That's a great question. I think married couples should do whatever works for them.
Okay.
Now, for me, in my marriage, my best friend is a female, my business partner, who is co-owner of Beauty and the Beast
plug
hair studio.
all right.
Danielle, she's a female, and I met her after.
I was just gonna say, so she came after the marriage.
After I got married,
okay,
and we are together in a salon suite all the time. We are best friends. We've been hella cool for years. Just last night.
Is this censored? Okay.
Yeah, just last night.
How far can we go?
We were all together. You know what I'm saying? When I say we all, my wife, Danielle, we.
Yeah.
That is, my wife had to she had to be comfortable with me. I don't think I'm working in this salon, so we don't think we established this business if Aaliyah's not comfortable with me and Danielle's relationship.
So you have that trust.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean,
you don't have a track record of Okay.
What's that mean?
That means no.
Oh, okay. All right, let's just clear the air.
He's like, I plead the fifth.
No.
Didn't smash the homie. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So love, compassion, and friendship.
Friendship.
Okay.
Those are the things. Okay. So, because I think we were talking about why do people really get married. So, you said love, financial stability. Was that a factor? Were you where's her head at business wise?
She was broke.
I always hear those stories when people are like, we were struggling.
She definitely didn't marry me for money. You know what I'm saying? And people tell you like you marry somebody based on their potential and that's not a good thing. I don't think that's a good thing. I don't think you marry someone based on their potential. You know what I'm saying?
I beg to differ.
Where they're going to be? Or where you see them going?
I mean, you would hope that for a person, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But again, people expect something of someone else, you know what I'm saying? And that person is who that person is. You know what I mean? They're not who they were, they're not who they're going to be, that person.
Are you talking about on a behavioral type of, or are you saying like career-wise? Like,
I'm saying,
because some men...
career-wise, if that person's on a career path, and that person is they're in school, for instance, and they have this desired career in mind, or maybe they're working this particular position at a job to advance in that particular company. No, that's cool. Like that's being realistic and being. But I'm saying based on potential. I'm saying this person is this type of person today,
right?
And you're saying that's going to change. He's going to change. He's going to become this. He's going to be. I want him to become this. I want him to be that.
No, you don't marry based on that. But what I was saying is I'm marrying based on your goals and the drive, because I know what my strong suits are, and I want someone to complement that. Because if you get married to somebody, let's say, they don't have the determination that you have, that'll kind of weigh you down. Maybe you're not getting the support that you needed. Because it happens, people are in a marriage and they have, dreams that they want to do, and they don't really get that support. You know what I mean? From their partner. To get that push. Yeah, to be able to do so.
Should be very like-minded, very like-minded.
Even when I heard you say that y'all came together and y'all didn't have nothing. So let's just say when y'all did come up, she started making more than you. Because that's another issue. The women today are the breadwinners in some of the families, and so the men are feeling threatened by success. Some men like, baby, go get that check, bring that shit home,
secure all bags.
Man, so let me get this straight. So in a marriage, right? You two are both working, and let's say I'm bringing in X and this person's bringing in Y, and that together is making Z. So we are together making Z.
Right. One account?
Yeah, sure.
No side accounts, does that divides too?
First of all, I make money every day.
Okay.
So I have several accounts.
So do you just pass it on over? Because this is stuff that ladies need to know. Like, are y'all handing over the check and saying, baby, you take care of that? Now, if that's her strong suit, because if she got a problem with money, then she can't do it.
Yeah.
But, in my mind, I feel like, if you have somebody who's stronger with money, let them handle the money. If you have someone that's stronger with the business, that's why you're marrying, to know what this person is capable of doing, so that you can,
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I knew nothing about business when I got married. I wasn't I wasn't an entrepreneur at that point in time. So,
do you think she married and chose you based on your potential of who you are today? If we had her sitting here, do you think she would say that?
I have no idea who I would have been today. You know what I mean? I wasn't who I am today. I wasn't who I was 5 years ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of what I mean. Like, I was a totally different person. Mentally, physically, spiritually, I was a completely different person when we got married than the person I am today. Fortunately, we are both grown together.
Right, and still growing.
Because we could still grow, but be growing in totally different directions. Right. We might be having a whole totally different conversation about my marriage right now. But we fortunately have grown because we're not the same people.
Okay.
And still
you cannot stay the same person. You married a person 10 years ago, and now both of you have grown over the last 10 years. You hope you grow together.
Right.
But you have no idea. You know what I mean? Let's say I go to barber school. I don't like it. I have to figure out something else. And now I'm working a job somewhere else. Did she marry me based on me, on all that? She had no idea.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So no, she could not have married me based on, me being an entrepreneur or eventually starting a successful business. Neither one of us even knew that was a possibility at the time, because I didn't know what I was doing.
Right. Based on the age. Because some people, like, at their second and third time, they're in a different mindset of, okay, it's a business. Not really a business, but it just depends, because you got some people that's just all about the love. You have some people that's like, I need financial stability. It's all on what's important to that person as to why they're getting married. And if they're older, people more so lean towards the financial stability, because, the number one reason why people get divorced are financial issues and infidelity.
If that's the case, don't get married. Get a business partner.
But you still need the love. I mean,
exactly.
women still.
What he say? Get you somebody that can do both. Right. That's what he said. You better get you somebody that can do both.
Right. Can't just have a business partner.
So I think men marry hoping the woman doesn't change, and women marry hoping that he changes. What do y'all think?
I agree. And when you say the word change, it's not just them changing, like, it's just to see them grow. Yes, grow. You know, not in a negative way, but just to see them at their best selves, because a lot of people get lost in, you know, what they want to do, that they don't, you know how to be their best person. Right. They don't have action steps. Or even if you sit down with them and you say, all right, babe, I'm going to show you how to get to there. Right. And you never even pick this book back up. To his point, saying, he may never become that person on paper. Do you still love me? And I don't think a lot of women can say that. No. Because it's like, I know I want you to evolve and become this entrepreneur because I see that in you. But if you never choose that, can I still love you? Yeah. And I think that's what men want to know.
Do you love me because I'm an entrepreneur? Because I don't receive a paycheck. I haven't got a paycheck in years. So every 2 weeks, this bill's due. Guess what? I got to go make it. Every dollar I make with my hands. Right. Do you want a man that you can't depend? You don't know how much money he's gonna make. This week versus next week. Know? That's how I live. Like so you just say, do I hand the check over? What check? Or the funds. Since 8 o'clock this morning, and I got off to come here. Like that's
the dividends might not come until the end of the month. I see what you're saying.
So they might not. They come every day, but it might not be. A whole check's worth. And then if I have bills, and also now I'm an entrepreneur and I own a business and I have a business partner. So now I have bills I have to pay there. I have a whole nother set of books that I have to, control there and, share my income, in that regard there too. So now I got 2 women in my pocket all the time.
You got polygamy going on.
But not in a bad way, because both of those women, like my wife, my real wife, likes to say I have 2 wives.
Polygamy.
I have a work wife. And then I have a real wife.
Those do exist.
Yeah, so Danielle, she calls Danielle my work wife.
Everybody real benefits, they have.
You have work wives and work husbands.
We have multiple benefits.
Yeah.
So we might as well just go into the why people not married. Right, at that point, because that's definitely.
I'm saying,
I think you have one unintentionally. You may not even know, and he just always checks on you. Did you eat? That's your work husband. I know you don't want to admit it, but you got a work husband. Check it out on Monday. You got one.
I don't have one. I don't like. Yeah.
No, they might check on you, and you don't even know.
They don't check on me.
I know every job that
I
had to work.
No.
They ain't checking on you.
Yeah. Speaking of that, so roles in a marriage, dividing that up. Breadwinners, the husband, the woman.
So here's something. This is the real. 50% of the bills paid by each person. How do y'all feel about that? Because some people say we splitting it down the middle. We eat.
What did she say in her book? I think we're gonna need more wine. Producer, we gonna need some more wine. 50-50.
I mean, is it a roommate situation?
No.
Or Because that's the old school ways where the man took care of like the house.
Shelter. You should be providing shelter.
And then the women maybe, do like the smaller things. But I mean, some people do feel like, hey, we got to split this down the middle, or is it all in one account? Or
he got multiple accounts, but I'm just saying.
Multiple.
I have like 3 accounts.
Does she have access to all of those?
No, she got access to one.
To just one.
Just one. Okay.
And it works for him.
I'm saying, but see, so for, full disclosure, I have multiple accounts because I get paid, multiple different ways from clients.
Okay.
And so, like when I say multiple accounts, I have a Cash App account that I get paid in.
Paid through there, okay.
She doesn't have access to my Cash App.
So you never put that on the main
account that is connected to my business PayPal account. She does not have access to my PayPal account. People pay me through PayPal.
Okay.
So I do have multiple accounts that she does not.
So you
have.
hiding the money, okay?
So they never filtrate into the main account. You're not pushing the Cash App over to the main account.
I have to at times because that's where my a lot of my income comes from. So I have to.
But it works for y'all.
It absolutely works.
Are you 50-50 guys? Are you providing the shelter? Are you?
I guess if we had to put a percentage on it, we are kind of 50-50. I might pay this bill and she pays this bill. Or I might pay,
it's not set every month because, like you said, you're an entrepreneur, so it comes in different ways.
We pretty much know what bills are due, you know what I mean, and when they're due.
She does the budgeting and all that.
We both do. Okay. We both do. And she's about to step into entrepreneurship herself, so we're both going to really have to, get
that's
together.
That's the thing, though.
But that's the thing. That's why I don't think that role of because when I opened up my shop, for instance, it's been open almost 2 years now. Beauty and the Beast Hair Studio LLC has been open.
Second plug, y'all better go get y'all hair done.
When we opened up, I moved 20-something miles from my previous location. A lot of my clientele did not follow, just off of distance.
That was a risk.
I lost a lot of clientele, which means I lost a lot of income immediately. So I had to take a step back. I wasn't making the same money for, a time as, I had to rebuild clientele. So I wasn't making the same money. So there was some times where I had to be really humble. And you have to humble yourself as a man to ask someone.
And humility.
Hey, look, I need help. She never was like, nah, nigga, you the one supposed to be paying the bills. She was like, what you need? And I wasn't, I'm not in her accounts. Hey, I see you got
extra money coming in.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was never that. It was hey, I need some help. And if I'm asking you, I need it, right? And so it was never making me feel small. It was never yo, and if you need it, if I need it back, when can you get it back? If I don't need it back, you good. And it works both ways. I've never done the same to her. So no, we don't. We are, I guess, in a 50-50 kind of situation.
But it works.
It works. And that's why I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to it.
Yeah.
If your marriage works, there are people out there who do things in their marriage. There's swingers out there.
Yeah.
That works for them. Now, the average married couple might look at it and be like, oh my God. But it works for them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There are people out there who do all kind of crazy things that work for them.
And so back to the redefining, yes, it has been redefined, but in good ways for those different parties. It's a lot of modern day polygamy going on here in the A.
Yeah.
6 wives, sister wives, and the main one. But it works.
And so then they, I don't want to say they don't care. It works. That works for them.
Yeah, I think one guy, he was saying it's he views himself as a king, so he's able to afford those wives. So he was saying, it's a lot of men out here that's doing it and calling themselves pimps, but they can't afford these wives. Right. So it's totally different. Right. It's polygamy is set up for a king to have these wives to be able to afford, and then these different wives are playing these different roles. So you go get the kids, you're cooking, you have these different roles.
No.
Not subscribing to it.
No. Not buying it. Not buying it. No, that's not
You're not sharing. You're not sharing nothing.
I love hot wax. You know what I'm saying? It's different strokes. You know what I'm saying?
Hot wax poured on you?
Yeah.
I can't.
Not my thing.
I think I would like that. Do you sell that at your shop?
What,
no,
I don't do the hot wax.
Oh, okay.
You gotta get to that.
Oh, okay. Figure out where we can. Okay.
So why are people not married? What are some of the reasons y'all think people are not married today? The forever bachelors. What you waiting on?
Oh my God.
They're waiting on the right person. There's no
or they being promiscuous. Which one is it?
Or they're waiting on themselves, like you said. Maybe they ain't got their shit together.
Yeah,
maybe you don't know how to talk to a man.
I never saw a man be a man.
Business out there.
So I didn't know I was being a man. You know what I mean? I was just thinking in my brain, part of my thought process was like, I don't know my dad like that.
Yeah.
So I'm not finna be like that nigga. I'm finna do this family.
So it flips on you. Yeah, it made you want to be.
But for the guys that don't want to be married, it's more, are they bachelors?
Until you had that feeling with
and maybe they have not had that feeling yet.
Yeah, they probably not looking.
Because before that, you would have asked me right before that. When I met my wife, I was on a date with another girl.
See what I'm saying?
Okay.
And that girl, the irony.
So maybe I should date more.
Yeah.
Because I could be on the date and then be like
her on the day of the date.
That's crazy.
So you was on the date and then you just kept it going.
I had the girl with me, and I went to this little like shindig, kickback, whatever you want to call it, and my wife was there. And
so did you at least get done with the first date before you went into?
I was kind of like kicking it with the girl. Like, we was cool.
She was a homegirl.
So y'all were meeting up for...
We was smashing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's what it was. Okay. So, when we left, though, like, and I didn't even interact with Aaliyah like that at this little shindig. Like, it wasn't like I was in her face or nothing like that.
Yeah.
Like, I met her. Nice to meet you. Keep it pushing. When I was leaving, though, the girl I was with at the time, she's like, I think that Aaliyah girl like you.
Wow.
I was like, you hating, like,
yeah.
But sure enough,
8 years later.
But you know what? I don't know how she would have got that vibe. We really wasn't even interacting. Like, we didn't even. We met and we kept pushing. Like, I wasn't even checking for her.
But because she was intimate with you and she knew you, she probably saw body language and different things. So she knew. Women know. We know what's up.
Oh well.
Just saying.
It's that intuition.
It is.
Love at first sight.
Yeah, for him, with Aaliyah, I guess it was.
I didn't know that it was at first sight. I don't think we were in love with each other. I think we just kind of got to know each other and realized, like, we were very similar. Like, that's really, at the end of the day, like, you got to be like-minded.
Right.
I spent a lot of time together. You know what I mean? A lot of time.
Have some things in common.
It's 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
Even if you fucking every day, if you fucking every single day, there's still like 23 hours left. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to get along with this person. Like, on a deep, intimate level. You have to be able to like this person even when you don't like them. Because please believe, over the course of 8 years, I know I've gotten on Aaliyah's nerves.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? She still loved me for whatever reason. Who knows what's wrong with her? I don't know. But she still does. And so, like, you have to, at the end of the day, really genuinely care for this person and like this person. Because the sex can be a 10.
Yeah.
But if everything else is whack, like, what are you doing those other 23 hours? You're going to go to work as much as you can be. You're going to be late coming home from work every day.
Right.
You're going to avoid that person when, you know what I'm saying, when it comes down to just regular conversation. Like, this is what I mean by, I don't mean sex is unimportant, but I mean a lot of other things are important as well. You know what I'm saying? In a marriage,
it balances it out.
If all those criteria aren't met, don't get married. Because it's 24 hours every single day. If you mad 5 of those hours because you don't want to sit here and deal with this person, you got to deal with this person 5 hours every day.
Yeah.
Like going to a job every day that you don't like. You quit that job though. You know, what you going to do in that marriage though?
Right. Now you didn't sign the papers. You said something earlier about not settling. Do you think that it ties into relationships? Because I think, like, as a single woman, I meet different guys, right? And they may be even married or in a relationship with someone that they don't connect. They're just there, maybe child, maybe whatever it is. Timing is off. They're settling. Do you think a lot of people settle in situationships when you meet a person?
I think people settle in their own lives, period. So when it comes to relationships, people aren't usually who they want to be when they get married.
Goes back to
just, you got to be 100% who you are. And if you are 100% comfortable with who you are, you won't settle for anything less from your spouse or your companion or your mate. You'll see that in them because, again, they're going to be like-minded too. So they're going to want to be the best version of themselves. And you trying to be the best version of yourself, and y'all come together and y'all are awesome together. But you're not settling on, all right, you know what, you're not the type of person I want. You don't do this, but you do this. You know what I mean? You don't have to settle when you are who you want to be.
So is it safe to say that that person that's with that person that on the outside it appears that they're settling, that they're just not whole and happy within themselves, so that's why they're with that person?
I mean, I can't say that true for every case, but yeah,
9 times out of 10.
you know, oftentimes, yeah.
Think so?
I think so. And can you can still feel lonely in a relationship or a marriage. You can feel, by yourself. Like, again, somebody not supporting you. Not really loving you the way, what if you ain't getting that sex every day? Because you was talking about having sex every day. I'm like, sex every day. But, you can still, feel lonely, in a marriage, or a relationship.
And I have a bad, a bad habit of, like, I'm a Scorpio and I'm an only child. So I have zero problems being by myself.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm so okay with that. And it's not even always a bad thing. So sometimes, I might be, I don't want to say standoffish, but it might appear standoffish to her. I might just be trying to be in my own.
But do you check on her? Because then with you being that type of person, she may be feeling lonely in ways that you may not even be.
That was kind of my point. I need to do a better job in making sure, and I'm conscious of it now.
Yeah, that's good.
We've had like serious conversations about it, and she's let it be known, like, this is a problem. If you do this, and I don't.
But what's your approach? Because it's not what's being said; it's how it's said. And a lot of times, I think when people are married, it just comes out the wrong way. Like, if you don't know your person, how their response is, when they say
funny, like,
their language too, their love language.
You're in love with this person, and this is your spouse, but we treat our spouses like shit sometimes. We treat them in ways that we would not treat an outside person. You wouldn't treat your coworkers like this.
Why is that? Because you think they're not going to go anywhere? She married. It's a process for us to get a divorce. Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And you end up talking, because I've caught myself. Like I use Marco Polo a lot. Marco Polo. So we don't talk all day long. Like, me and Aaliyah don't talk on the phone all day. We Marco Polo each other. That way I can check on my messages whenever I get a chance. She can check on
send you a quick little video.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when we're going back and forth, like, I don't have to worry about, like, I kind of forgot my point right there. To be honest. What was the question?
Well, you were saying being able to, like, communicate with each other all day long. You were saying you have to find other ways to communicate, or
and feeling lonely. So we were feeling lonely. Because you said that you can be by
yourself.
yourself.
Polo, that was my point. I found myself Marco Polo and Aaliyah, like, apologizing, like, look, I thought about this. I said this earlier. I didn't really mean it. You know what I mean? And I apologize. And same with her. I've watched her messages. She's like, I'm sorry. I was a little aggy this morning. Sometimes it's not even her.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's something completely different, but you take it out on that person because it's so comfortable. You're just there. And sometimes that person can get on your nerves to the point, like, why are you breathing like that? Why? You know what I mean? Because you're just there all the time. So it's just natural. You know what I'm saying? But again, you have to really genuinely like this person. Because those are the moments where if you don't, you're going to despise your marriage. You're going to, like, really hate being married. If you are sitting there next to the person and y'all not fucking at that very moment.
Oh, yeah.
You don't like this person that you're sitting next to. You know what I'm saying?
But it's all about the sex, though.
That's why it don't work. If it's all about the sex. Of course, that's a factor. Just like their job is a factor. You want them to, you have to pay bills. You want them, but it can't be the whole thing, because if money is the only thing, then the rest of the time you're sitting there mad. I think about, like, what's her name, Melania Trump. We don't see her. Like, we don't never see her. Like, we used to see, like, Michelle Obama all the time. You never see.
Because she don't want to be with the man.
Like, you the married this dude.
Right, it's a front.
Even their body language, she's never seemed like she's, like.
It's a business. It's a setup.
So it's a business setup. So if it's just money, it can, I can imagine that's how she feels. Like, I cannot believe.
I can't wait to this is over.
When is he going to work?
You know what I'm saying? So
do you talk more to Danielle throughout the day?
Do I talk more to Danielle? I mean, yes,
it's business.
Because we're standing next to each other. We work in the same space. So I definitely talk to Danielle probably more than I talk to anybody during the course of the day.
Yeah, I noticed that, like, even with myself, like, when I was in an active relationship, the person that I do business more so, like, you know, my DJ or whomever, we have business together, we talk more so than the person that I was dating. And it was just like, well, wait, you have more of a relationship.
Do you feel yourself gravitating to that person because of y'all doing the same thing, having the same, you know, interests, or at least a work schedule?
You will. I think you'll find that. Like, you will really find yourself you'll talk about day-to-day things, like, did you see or did you hear that song or whatever, and you don't even realize it. Would you agree?
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, whether, even if it's not a romantic relationship, Danielle and I have a relationship. You know what I mean? Even if it's not romantic, we're not married, but we're business partners. Yep. And we've been working together for years. Even before we became business partners, we were working in the same shops. Yeah. We kind of functioned as a unit. And we were like hella cool.
That's why we're
always hella cool.
And your wife is okay with that? Cause you know,
my wife is hella okay with it because I'm never like tried to hide Danielle in my relationship. We hella cool. And one thing about the opposite sex, I think you touched on this earlier. When it comes to having friends that are the opposite sex, right? I would never tell Aaliyah she could not have a friend that was a male. You never know what you could gain from a person. Human relationships, and my brain never, if she could be fucking a nigga right now, I don't know. My brain's not even thinking that. Right. You see what I'm saying? I never am worried about that. You know, and if I was worried about that, that's on me. That's not even on her. That's something I need to correct. Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's never in my thought process. But who am I to tell her she couldn't meet a dude? Let's say she meets a dude, and my wife cooks. She's about to leave her job to pursue her career in cooking.
Good for her.
So let's say she met a dude, and this dude was able to put her, you know, in a position to be able to cater for someone
through that friendship
or whatever. Like, who am I to take an opportunity away from her? You know, let's say she said, like, no, I don't want you to be friends with Danielle because she's a female. Not because of any reason, but because she's a female. Because mind you, Danielle's never been out of pocket. Right. Like, ever. Okay, so if she was, that's not on my wife, that's on me.
Right. Right. You have to check that as a
man. She's never stepped. So imagine her saying that to me, and now Beauty and the Beast Hair Studio LLC doesn't exist. Yeah. Because shameless plug. Third doesn't exist, you know what I'm saying? So like we would have missed out on this opportunity to start this business and like really have something. Not had a female friend. Because I couldn't have a friend because she's a female. Right. You know.
So that's mature on your part and on her part. Did you have to grow to that though?
No.
It's just always been
okay with it.
No, because straight from like day one, our foundation, she was a female friend of mine. Aaliyah was a female friend. Okay. You know what I mean? And it grew obviously until, you know, where we are right now. But I have mad other female friends. You know, they know Aaliyah. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I was going to say, do they know your wife? Oh, has she met them? The new one pop up and said it's a
What's crazy is they hang out with her more than I hang out. Than we hang out now.
Oh, that's cool.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they're one of my closest female friends that I've had for 15 plus years. They're like best friends now. They actually do business together now.
That's cool.
You know, so that's amazing. Okay. You know, like, you see how that just manifests? You don't want me to have no female friends, but you best friends with one of my female friends now. You know what I mean? One of our other female friends is the person that introduced us. I can't have no female friends though. Right. You know, like that just doesn't even make sense. Like you never know what you might gain from a person. That's like we were speaking about networking. Yeah. Who am I to tell you can't be or meet someone or share your energy or take some energy from someone else? You can't learn. You can learn from anyone. Yeah. That would be just stupid of me to take that opportunity away.
Everybody doesn't look at it like that though. You have some men that are really like insecure with themselves, and I mean common in a lot of different marriages. In themselves, because you know men come. You know, it's not just women that hurt. You got so many people dating now. Like, you know, for men's not going to tell you like, hey, I was, you know, curved by this girl and it affected me some kind of way. They come with their baggage too, just like women do.
Or I was married to someone and she cheated on me. So now this man is coming into this marriage or relationship.
Right. So not everybody can have that same, you know, bond or relationship or trust to be able to have, like married friends. It wasn't allowed in my marriage. And I was in 2 marriages and it was like, nah, ain't no male friends. I mean, and I roll with it. No male friends. It was like, it was not.
It's not right or wrong. It's just a decision. We like different strokes, right? That wouldn't work for us. I would never tell her, and she, would never tell me the same way. You never know what you could meet or what you could gain from a person. That's my whole thing. I just think like the human relationship is so important. It doesn't have to be romantic. I'm not worried about you going to hit fucking niggas.
That's so much.
You know what I'm saying? Like it just.
I meet a lot of guys that are like, you do what? You with this person? Okay, it's like radio. You do this. So y'all
the average man is. Yeah, I'm always looking at some statistics. The average man thinks about sex at least. What is it? In 3 times in a minute. Wow, it's a lot. Yeah. I don't know if it's.
I don't even know that that's true, yo. I don't know.
I have to do some research, but it's often.
You're Scorpio, so I already know.
Like, so you saying like because he think about sex so much, like he can't be around women like without fucking them?
It is some men. Hey, you have some men that just they like to do.
They know their weaknesses,
right?
They know.
Like that's them. You know what I mean? Like it's choices.
Yeah,
I'm always attracted. I mean, women I'm attracted to like all the time. Mm-hmm. I'm a barber, so I have a lot of female clients. So,
right.
And a lot of them are really attractive
beautiful women.
You know what I mean? And they come in, they look good. And I like to take pictures and videos.
Yeah.
And so they come in looking good. They come in ready for these pictures. Like, they kind of know this is part of the thing. Like, man, you should look good. And
so you have thoughts with it? You have
looking good. They smelling good. All of that. All right.
I'm seeing them. They're attractive, but I'm not. I can that can be it. Like, I can be attracted to both of y'all are beautiful women. I'm not trying to fuck y'all though.
Right.
It's okay. I can still be attracted.
Okay.
I can still both of y'all are beautiful. Y'all are both attractive women. I love how both of y'all carry yourselves. I'm not trying to fuck you though. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's just what it is.
And to your point, you're saying that there's some men. They are not okay with that conversation you just had. There's some men that will flip this fucking table over if you have that conversation. Am I right? And say
women out there that's just as crazy.
Yeah, it's. But I think it's like you said. It's the insecurities, the things they went through.
That's that person's,
and they haven't been healed from it.
But you're not gonna fix it by putting restrictions on who I am as a person.
Right.
You can't tell me you can't have. First of all, I deal with women all the time.
And when we say friends, we're talking about people that like I don't want to put my mom out there, but my mom had a friend that worked with her all day, and she grew. And I really think that she, might have had some feelings for the guy. He was a good guy, and he did things, to help her. He was at my grandmother's deathbed, and then you have, somebody that. It's kind of like not really paying attention, not really caring because he doesn't feel like the man, so to speak, So he allows that relationship to manifest into something that I feel like became love, to where you make a decision after a divorce to say, should I try and be with this person? So, friendships, it's all about the person, but just being that close to somebody every day,
it is a choice.
It's a choice. That's a whole nother topic because is a person cheating if they're having sex with someone else, or
never having sex, but just having that,
they have an intimate
conversation.
What's the conversation?
Right. But then, like you said, it's all defined on how you and your partner build that relationship. If I say to you, I feel like if you go out with other women for lunch dates or whatever, I feel like you're cheating on me. But if I say that that's not cheating, then we define that. And so I'm not cheating. But to her, she can say, oh, can't let you go out with so-and-so. He's cheating on her.
Nobody's letting me do go out no dates. You know what I mean?
But him and Aaliyah are.
No, facts. Because we have
we have went to lunch.
And
we have.
Together.
Yes, we have.
So was that a date though?
No, it wasn't a date.
But your husband, when I say your ex would say, you were on a date.
Yeah, So
it's
to me,
that's that redefined. Is that the redefined?
I hope to be with somebody.
They not doing that.
That's cool as him. Like this. That's cool.
Nah, but she's hella cool too. And like I say, they have to be like-minded.
Yeah.
I could feel this way all day long, and she felt different. We be fucked. You know what I'm saying? So like,
and I think it's more so of the field that you're in. I mean, we're friends since high school, so that was just more like, you know, just from 18 years ago, you know. But so the average person, I meet
this girl that works at the salon next door, Danielle, and this girl that works at the salon next door, and me and her, mad cool. She mad cool. You should meet her. Yeah. And so imagine then she meets this little girl, and she's short and she cute, and she got this different color hair, and she's tatted and got these piercings. And I can imagine Aaliyah being like, oh hell no! At no point in time did she do that. At no point in time, she was like, "Oh hey girl, I like your hair color."
She's
like,
secure with her.
You know what I'm saying? And so like, it went. So she asked like, you know, how was your day? Oh man, me and Danielle did this. Me and Danielle did that. When it came down to us opening this business, Aaliyah gave us the name. Aaliyah suggested, "Hey, y'all should just do your own thing." Y'all should call
but that's well, my point is that's not common. I think it's more so because of what you do. The average black woman, not even just a black one, but I mean just the average woman, period, is not gonna, you know, allow for the husband to go on dates with friends. Or
I'll tell you what, man.
Or meet up
my
lunch.
Opinion on that: if you don't trust your spouse enough to go sit down and have a meal with another woman. You don't need to marry that man.
But so you okay with your wife having lunch with another man?
Absolutely, I am.
Without knowing what it was for?
Because he's looking at it from
I'm not even going to ask her.
Okay.
I'm not even going to ask her. And you trying to become an entrepreneurial woman? And I'm going to sit here and dictate who you do sit down and have lunch with? That man might be plotting a lunch for 200 people. I don't know. That man, she cooks for Little Yachty's daddy. She makes kale. He loves her kale.
So what if you weren't an entrepreneur? You weren't in that mindset, and you worked for IBM 40 hours, and you came home every day, so you don't understand that concept. Could she still go to lunch?
As a man, personally, if I didn't trust Aaliyah, I wouldn't be with Aaliyah. If I did not trust her to have lunch, we talking about food.
So it doesn't even matter.
About being in a hotel room we talking about lunch.
Right. So it doesn't even matter what your occupation is. if you didn't trust her, period.
It doesn't matter because I've been cutting hair for years now. So that's the perspective I have. So I would love to say no, it wouldn't matter, but I'm saying from my perspective now.
Yeah.
Like, and that's an example of how marriages are redefined.
You have no business with them.
You shouldn't marry that person. I'm not gonna say you can't be with them, but imagine if I can't imagine thinking every day, what is she doing? That would drive me crazy. Because I'm at work all day myself. That would drive me crazy. If Aaliyah wanted to fuck somebody right now, you know, women are way smarter. Yeah. If she wanted to do something, she could have done it. I would never find out. So why would I even worry about it? If I was worried about it, I shouldn't probably be with her. I'm not worried about it. That's why I'm with her. And vice versa. She never trips. She never ever trips. Ever. She would never ever trip. And I'm not even afraid to tell her anything. If I left from over here, or she knows I'm here. Yeah. Even, if she didn't, I would tell her. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have any fear of what she might think because I just tell her the truth. I don't even have to remember it because it's the truth. So I don't have to try to remember lies and shit. English shit. It's the truth. I just tell her, like, I was here with this woman. I was here with this woman. I'll show this her Instagram. She doesn't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? And if she ever felt that way, she definitely never shared it.
Yeah, then you would have a conversation.
Because I wouldn't even if somebody made me feel uncomfortable, I wouldn't even let nobody make her feel uncomfortable. Right. That's on me.
Right, disrespect.
If Danielle ever step sideways or something, like if that was like an issue, that's not Aaliyah's issue. That's my issue to take care of. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So she's not worried about me taking that issue. Never would get to her. And that's not to say I ain't never had women that, like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never been like that. Might have flirted, and I'm like a little flirty, and I'm like, okay, I need to stay away from you.
Where's this going?
It has to be a cutoff.
You know what I'm saying? But again, that's on me. That's not on Aaliyah. And I'm not, she might have met a dude, you know what I'm saying, and been flirty with him. If she fucks him, that's not his fault. That's her. I'm not worried about it, though, is what I'm saying. Mature. You say that, and I appreciate it, but I really just feel like if you don't trust your spouse that way, you should not be with your spouse that way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it has to be trust. You cannot worry about what that person's doing all day long. You drive yourself crazy.
So much other stuff. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. Well, listen, we can go on and on. It's so many topics. We gotta wrap this up. We gotta table this.
I love my shorty. I love my shorty.